Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, we are back on the plumbing on the shower here. And this is the sanitary wares. Hopefully you can see that. Sanitary wares shower head. And I will say I've had some problems with it. Although I think the quality is pretty good and the shipping was excellent. I mean, the main head, and it's hefty. It's, I think, a fairly quality piece for being an Amazon kind of cheaper find. It wasn't the cheapest one. But anyway, they came in these bags, all the pieces and parts to take care of them. And it came with all the pieces and parts except for some reason, wherever this came from, they do not make the thread does not work on any US stuff. You cannot find parts and pieces that will mate up with the threads for this. So that is the biggest downside I've found about this. All in all, everything else has been pretty good. And even the parts that they sent to hook in didn't work. You can go look at I have a good, bad, and ugly plumbing video for this, and then I will have a regular kind of a shorter version of that'll just kind of go in and tell you what you need rather than all the problems. So go watch the good, bad, and ugly plumbing one, or the longer version of the plumbing one, whichever it ends up being, and that'll explain a lot about what happened here with this thing. All in all, though, I'm happy. We called them up or emailed them or whatever. My wife took care of it, and they sent us the parts that we need, that would fit into not only the parts in the wall that were, you know, what we can get here in the US, but it also fits up to this piece right here. So we're good to go. We're back on track, and now it's time to hook this up. So if you have this same thing, it's the sanitary wares. I don't know what specific number. Well, I looked up, down, and sideways, and although the instructions are pretty decent, couldn't find anything that specifically said what product this was or what number of this was. So if yours looks like this, and it's got the outside shower head that runs up the wall, this will give you a good idea of maybe what you need to do. And the first thing, if you're like me and you're doing it a little bit at a time, and you need to have your water on while you're doing it, you're going to need to be able to cap these off. Now, yet again, cannot find anything to cap this type of thread off. So what I ended up doing, I found the closest thing I could find was like your outside hose. The threads are real close to what that is, and I think they're a little bigger. But when I put that on there, it seemed like it was the same thread, but even with the gasket that's in here, it still allowed water out through the threads. It was slow, but it definitely was leaking. So I went ahead and put some of this T+2 on here. This stuff is awesome, and it took care of the leak no problem. So if this is what you need, there's the first step. If you cannot find any, you won't be able to find anything, at least in where I've been. I've looked everywhere and I cannot find stuff that'll hook up to these threads. Well, now I'm going to test fit this on here again, because when I pulled those off, these moved a little bit. A little bit's okay, but a lot would suck. I'd have to pull them out and re-put this stuff back on, I think. But luckily, I don't have the walls or anything finished downstairs, so once I turn this on, if I got any leaking, I can always see if it's dripping down in the basement. But you gotta be okay. There we go. That one's on there. So I'm thinking this one did move. Well, there we go. A little bit here. So now this is not the last time. Before you put this on, you're gonna have to put these on first. But right now, like I said, I'm just kind of snugging them up, and I'm gonna check that this is still fairly level. Let's see. When I get this set and back where I want it, I'll be back. So I think we got this now where I want it. A little bit of fang-dangling and dang-dangling. And I may have to mess with this a little bit too, because I'm not sure if it's going to go in as far as I want it to. I did get, if you look in the other video, I did have to move these over because of this right here, and I still didn't maybe quite go far enough. If I go much further, we're going to be like over here in the shower trying to do this. I want it fairly much in front of us. So if I have to do a little bit of stuff to that, I'll deal with that later. And this just fell out of here, and I have no idea what it is. Oh, this fell off of here. So that's something to notice, that these actually are all loose. So I may have to keep an eye on that, hope they don't go down the drain, and put some Loctite on those. And I got so I could not find the crescent wrench, so I'm going to be very careful with this wrench here and put a good chunk of this rag over it. And I'm not going to reef on these. I'm just going to go till they're snug. If they leak a little bit, I can always retighten them. Go too far and you're kind of screwed. A little bit over, but I'm going to call it. Okay, those are both more than hand tight, but just slightly. Back this off till it gets to the cover here. Back this off till it gets to the cover here. And for all intents and purposes, that should be it. These are sticking out a little bit here, so I'm hoping that's fitting right, but I am going to, let's see. So I'm assuming that would be on, that would be off. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, unless it's the other way around on the other side of the world where this came from, but I doubt it. Well, YouTube, I actually did forget to turn the video back on. I'm not hiding anything from you. Water spewed out of the top of here. Funny thing is if you remember me saying righty tighty, lefty loosey, unless it's backwards in the country this came from, well, it's backwards in the country this came from. I don't know if that's something that, well, I didn't do the hot yet. I still got to do the hot. I don't know if that's something that is normal, but for me that seems backwards to have to go. But maybe it's like a switch. Like I guess that, I don't know. I'm confused. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Alright, YouTube, I'm confused again. I've never had one like this, so I don't know if this is a normal thing, but this one is actually righty tighty, lefty loosey. This one's lefty loosey, righty tighty. Figure that one out. I don't care. That's the way it is. It's holding water where it needs to hold water. Nothing is leaking. I'm happy. So we're going to go with that. Well, we got this together. Now, time to put this on. Hopefully you can see this. This is where the shower goes up, and then there's also kind of like a body spray shower that's adjustable that goes on here. So that just goes right on top of here. You can choose probably whether you want it this way or you want it this way. Actually probably going to go this direction, and it just screws right on. You have the shaft here. That's going to go right on top of here. But first you have this right here, which is the piece that the flexible hose shower head hooks to. And that, I'll figure out what direction that's going to be. Don't know as it really matters. So we're just going to, that just kind of goes on here. Make sure this is loose here, this little knob, because that knob is what you tighten to stop the shower from moving. Then I'll just leave that on there for now, and this one goes on here. I'm not even going to tighten that right now because I might need to adjust this a little bit. So for now I'm just going to kind of snug it on there and make it so I can move it. Now we got this piece right here. I don't know what all you can see, but it's the actual piece that the shower head hooks to. It's got this piece right here, which is actually where it's going to attach to the wall. I don't know why they make this part. Well, I guess it makes it so you can actually adjust the up and down how far the shower head goes up, I guess. But there also on the end of this, there's 3 like O-rings. Hopefully you can see that. Those slide down into the top of this shower head right here. And then this actually screws on. I'll put it down a little bit more. This actually screws onto here like this. Might be easier to actually stick this all together at one time, but I was trying to kind of show it a little bit at a time. And there goes our light. Oh, we lost the light there for a second. But I'm just in the middle of screwing this on, and just yet again snug it hand tight is all I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this so it's facing the wall right here. I'm going to leave this loose. That makes it so you can adjust this up and down wherever you want it. So there's that. And then we need to put the piece on here. And here's this piece right here. That actually hooks to the wall. It comes with a little gasket there that you actually put on the back right here. I guess just so it doesn't hopefully leak around it if water gets in here. We'll see. I'm still gonna put some caulking in here too. But anyway, and then there's some little grub screws in here. So I need to actually find a small screwdriver. It's a little Phillips screw heads on those grub screws there. And it comes with also one of these cheapy anchors, which I would never use. And probably a stainless steel screw, I'm hoping. So stainless steel screw and the washer I will be using along with this. And then up here in the wall, yet again, if you go watch my other video on the plumbing, or no, this would be the framing part. I actually have a video on framing the walls out of this for this shower surround. And right across here, I went ahead and put a 2x4 or 2x6, I don't know what it was, right across where I knew this was going to be, so that I could screw into a solid piece on the other side of this. And I would highly recommend that rather than an anchor anyway, because I have a feeling the anchors are meant for something that has drywall or that concrete board, whatever, behind this, which there isn't anything but a 2x4 or 2x6 behind here. Otherwise it would just be thin air, and all you'd be doing is going into this little plastic piece here, and I don't think that would be personally a good idea. It does look like I'm going to have to probably undo this at the bottom and get this up here where it needs to be first, before onto here first, before I put this the rest of the way on. So I am actually going to kind of go in reverse. You should do this first. A whole 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing going on here, but I think in the end I would probably put this all together the way it is and try and put this on here. But it does make it a little bit harder to put on here, but not too bad. Alright, we're going to snug that up. And I got this piece on here. And make sure these things are all out of the way, so this is actually on the wall, and this is all the way down as far as it can go here. And then I got this little level here, and we are going to see if we can level this. Alright, so I know I'm level. You could go this way, but for right now I'm just worrying about this direction. I'm going to do it one more time here just to Make for darn sure. Okay. Thought I moved it a little bit. And then I got a dry erase marker. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Holding that right there. And I'm going to kind of go around the whole thing best I can. At least around a few edges here. And I know by the looks of that, it is out about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, so I need to stick it more in the middle, but I'm going to go with that and stick this up here. And I'll be able to, I believe there's kind of a slot in here, so you can go right or left a little bit if you need to. So we'll figure that out. See this, I got that there. I put a little hole towards the middle here. I'm going to bring it over a little bit because I can tell I'm a little bit off. And like I said, I have a little bit of adjustment in this, so I'm going to go ahead and drill the pilot through there just so the screw goes in a little easier. And I'm going to take this. Now these grub screws, you need to make sure that they're where you're going to be able to get to them with a screwdriver of some sort. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to from there. So honestly, probably won't notice them that much, but you're going to notice them a little bit because I'm going to need them right here so I can get to it easy enough. Then the washer goes on the back, which is, I realize, is a little bit harder than it seems. But not too bad if you get it in there and push on it. And then I'm going to take the screwdriver, put the screw on the end of it, and try my darndest to get it in the hole. You can see this will have quite a bit of space. You can even go up and down a little bit. Once again, we're going to do this all over again, only we need to get that in there. So, let's see here. This is going to be kind of a pain in the butt. So that's got to kind of go over the side a little bit while you get it first on here. And then, of course, I got a phone call right at that moment. But I was able just to kind of sneak it down in there and turn this a little bit and sneak it through a little bit more and turn it. But you're going to want to be real careful because you could definitely screw up the threads doing that. So, but I really don't have any other ideas of how else you would do it. Alright, I got this bottom one tight. That one is in there. Now I'm going to check and see. It looks a little off to me, but no, that's actually pretty darn good. I'm happy with that there. Now we got to go this direction. And it actually needs to come out a little bit. Right about there. And so we got this way and this way leveled out. And we'll tighten up these grub screws right here. I'm curious. I probably could have done it up here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Don't know why they made these things so darn bright though. You'd think they would. Oh, that moved it quite a bit, so I'm going to have to check the level again. You'd think that they would have made these the same kind of colors. Should probably get a smaller screwdriver for this too, but this is actually working pretty good. And it doesn't have to be reefed on or killed either. Yeah. That way's pretty good. This way, it moved, well, no. There. That's actually pretty good. I must have just had it on a bump over here. Then we got this right here, which is in the package there. It's got two different ends. It's got one, whoop, and I just lost one of the washers, so be careful with that. One end just kind of looks like a regular nut, and the other end is the shower head end, which just is kind of finger tight type thing. So I got that one in there still, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this on here for now. We got that on there. Right. The washer back in here. And this one, the cat hair out of there. This one goes on down here. Once again, just be careful. I am going to just do finger tight again for now. Maybe hand tight. I'm comfortable with that for now. Yet again, anything leaks, you know the drill. And then up here, this just kind of goes in here and sticks right down in there. I hope. Did I put this upside down? I did. So, is there a way to turn this? Alright, well, there you go. There, this does matter what way it goes. I'm probably going to turn this around. And you don't need to watch me do that. You've seen me do it already. So, pay attention to that. There you go. Now you know. There you go. Got it all turned around. It's like everything else. Once you do it 2 or 3 times, you get a lot better at it. I'm going to throw this in here. That's done. Guess what I get to do again? I get to pull this off again because I really do want inside of here to put some 100% silicone caulk down inside that, just to make sure if any water does leak in through, it's not going to go through that screw hole and get nasty back there. So that is something I am going to do, but I'm also going to do it off camera. So we put this right up on here. Now, let's see here. I should get a ladder to do this. You know what, actually, smart person, which I obviously am not, would take this and bring it down as far as you can get it. I got this down now. I can see and reach things a lot better. And we shall put this on. And it does wobble and wibble. And it's got a gasket in there, but to be honest, I'm just going to kind of do this right now as a testing, because when it's all said and done, I'm actually probably going to pull this out, pull this off, and pull this back off, because there could be junk in the lines here, or even all the way down to in the hoses, the PEX, and all that kind of stuff. So I can flush all this out. I'm going to take all the shower heads off. So now you know. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. I think it looks pretty cool. I've always wanted one of these rain showers. I do question, honestly, whether or not it's a little bit large for this specific shower. And we can just use this one normally, probably, if we're not enjoying being showered like with this one. So I am pretty happy with that. Still turns easy. So, and my wife, who's short, can bring this down if she wants. And also she can bring this down if she wants. So this kind of was a good feature that I can enjoy it, she can fit it for herself, I can fit it for myself. Well, YouTube, I'm going to call that a video. Go check out all the rest of my videos. I got everything from framing the walls for this. I got one on the walls, I got this one, and I'm going to have one with the glass around that's right here. So keep an eye out for that one as well. Alright, well, this is Sam, Jack of all, and obviously Master of none. You all have a good one.